Salam and hello everybody. I hope you're all doing really well today. Alhamdulillah, I'm very well, thank you. So in this video, I share how I deep cleaned and organized my kitchen cupboards, a job that was long overdue, and I thought I'd share it with you in case you found it interesting or useful. So the first place I started was my spice cupboard. This was in the perfect place next to the cooker, and it wasn't too messy, but it definitely needed a clean up and organization. The spice rack, I'd had it for over 3 years now. I actually recorded a video where I organized my spices the first time round. I'll try and link it if I can. But yeah, I just needed an updated or cleaned up spice rack. So first of all, I just took all the spices off the spice rack, gave the spice rack a bit of a clean. It still had some rust marks, but that was fine. And I'd written on the spice jars with permanent marker. As you can see, a lot of it's faded away. So I bought these labels and pens from Poundland and drew little circles on. And then I wrote all the different spices that I put in my jars. And once I'd cut up the little circles with the spice name, I cleaned the top of the jars, dried it with some tissue, and then stuck on the new labels. And they were like new. Who can tell what a mess they were before? So I just put them back in the spice rack. The spice rack, by the way, was from Argos. I think it was about £15, I can't remember exactly. Any excess spices, I put them in these little pots that I got from Poundland as well at the time. And just putting the labels on. I cut the sticky on labels down to size and stuck them on these smaller pots. And then I bought some bigger pots for the spices that I buy big packets of. So like things like garam masala, cumin powder, I buy bigger packets, so I have more excess that can't fit in the spice jar, so I got these big pots for them. And things that don't fit in the spice jars like bay leaves and cinnamon sticks. And then once all the spices were sorted, I cleaned out the spice cupboard, which it wasn't actually as bad as I thought it might be. Like I thought it'd be more stained with spices, the amount that we use. And then I was just putting everything back in the cupboard. I had these self-adhesive hooks that I'd bought from Pound Stretcher, and I thought I'd stick one in and put my measuring spoons that I use for spices in there. Very convenient. I was pretty impressed with the idea, mashallah. And as you can see, it looks a lot neater, well labelled, and I was a happy bunny. And then it was time to sort out the rest of the food cupboards, and this is where I really needed to organise everything, because like everything's everywhere. There's no real like proper location. The cooking oil and eggs were just in random places, and ideally the cooking oil should have been next to the cooker, so I'd planned how I was going to organise the cupboards. And then it was just a matter of pulling everything out. and then giving the cupboards a good old clean. And then I was just filling up the cooking oil bottle, and I was putting all the bottles and jars like sauces, vinegar in the drawer next to the cooker, which made more sense than the cereal and tea bags that was there. And then just below that I had tins and honey. And then I bought these storage containers for the cereal, which are actually quite wide at the top, so they took up quite a bit of space, but it looks so much better. These were from Poundland. Most of the containers and stuff were from Poundland, but I'll tell you if they're not. Yeah, so I put them in one of the kitchen cupboards. These storage jars are from B&M, £1 each. The longer ones were £2. And yeah, it was just for my dried food. So I've got my porridge oats and flowers, plain flour, self-raising flour. And then I had some mini storage jars which were from IKEA. I used those for like breadcrumbs and yeast. I decided to put my extra baking stuff in a little basket, and I had this sparkly box just lying around. So I thought I'd use it for like tea bags that we don't really use, sachets, hot chocolates, things like that. The medicine in a basket. Again, I used the self-adhesive hooks for the measuring spoons and for my kitchen scales. And at the top of that drawer I had like all the plates and stuff. And the cupboards at the bottom were a total mess as well. As you can see, this big cupboard is stuffed with everything and anything, like pans are all over the place, so I just had to empty it all out. And I wanted the main pans that I use at the top, because previously they were at the bottom and it was sometimes a hassle getting them out. So the ones on the top shelf were things that I used the most, and then I decluttered a lot of it. So this drawer just had a lot of stuff randomly put in as well, like jugs, a sundae glass. So I put like any electronics, like a hand whisk and my wonderful food processor. Then you've got this drawer full of containers that were a mess. And then I've got this white container filled with my containers, or a storage box, that white storage box from Poundland. My plates and stuff were randomly in this drawer. As you can see, it was just a lot of random mess. Like I can't even keep up while I'm explaining it in this video. So yeah, I just kind of put all the glasses and mason jars in there, any plastic bottles, and then my spoon and cutlery drawer was a mess as well. I'd just bought some new cutlery from B&M to fill it up a bit, because as I mentioned in that video, my B&M haul, like the kids just tend to lose everything. This drawer was a mess. It didn't need that much organising actually, just neatening up. And then this was the drawer right at the bottom with my chopping boards and stuff, and it just looked a lot neater. And then this drawer just has my shopping bags and recycling bins. So I didn't actually need to do much, I just rinsed out the recycling bins. I used a self-adhesive hook for some plastic bags, or bag of bags. Finally, my cleaning drawer, which was a bit of a mess as well. So I just gave that a bit of a tidy up. I didn't do anything amazing because I was tired by this time, as you can imagine. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Hope it gave you some ideas. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And inshallah, I'll see you really soon. Take care. Salam. Bye.